everyone. Today is Sunday, 18th October 2020. On behalf of ISKCON Scarborough, I would like to welcome each one of you to 8th successive month of virtual classes. And this is the 31st successive week. Today we are honored to welcome back His Grace Keshav Anand Prabhu to give his 5th class in the last few months for ISKCON Scarborough devotees. His previous 4 wonderful classes were The Power of Prayers, Going Beyond Prayers, Why Do We Fall Down, How to Advance Safely, and today's class is Maya, Our Enemy and Our Friend. All our classes are recorded and posted in YouTube. Please search ISKCON Scarborough as well. Look through the older posts in our ISKCON website. As you know, Dr. Keshav Anand is a professional doctor and a monk. Prabhu has spent a lot of time to assimilate and to see through the scientific eyes the spirituality. And he has been enlightening young people and people from all over the world. And he has actually acquired excellent command over different languages in the regional languages, especially Bengali and other languages in India. And Prabhu is very popular because all of his classes touches our hearts and people actually feel encouraged to follow his classes again and again. So we are welcoming Dr. Keshav Anand Prabhu to our class today. You can send your questions through Zoom private or public chat, and last 10 minutes I'll ask the questions on behalf of you to Prabhu. Thank you everyone. Thanks for joining and thank you for your valuable time. Prabhu, it's over to you now. Hare Krishna. Prabhu, I think still you are muted. Can you?
No,
You are. Very good, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay, is my voice clear?
Yes, it is, Prabhu.
Okay. I think I'll start. Om Aksharanmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Nama Om Vishnu Padhaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Visheshunyavadi Paschateshtarine. Okay, so today's topic is Maya, our friend and our enemy. So, well, what's the answer for this question? Well, I think I'll just straight away tell you what's the answer of this question is. The answer to this question is not so easy. That's the answer. It can't be stated in one sentence. Most of us like to think that Maya is our enemy. And it seems like that, obviously, because Prabhupada always said in his lectures, in his talks, conquer Maya, resist Maya, fight with Maya. This is the kind of terminology which Prabhupada is using again and again. But yet, the title is a friend and enemy and friend as well. So, what's going on? Well, Prabhupada has also said many other things in his lectures about Maya. For example, in Srimad Bhagavatam, I think in first canto there's a verse, Apashyat Purnam Purusham Mayam Tadapashrayam, where Vyasadeva says, I saw Krishna, Apashyat Purnam Purusham, Purna Purush. And where did I see Maya? Mayam Tadapashrayam. I saw Maya under his shelter, but standing behind him. That's what he said. So, Prabhupada also said Maya is doing a thankless job. What's a thankless job? She is on the order of Krishna. She is punishing us for our revolt against him. And everybody criticizes her, but she is doing her duty. This is a thankless job. Generally, when you serve Krishna, people thank you. Even Srila Prabhupada used to say thank you to their devotees. Just after lecture, after reaching every lecture, Prabhupada used to say thank you very much. Most of his lectures. Or when devotees used to bring this ghee lamp, offered ghee lamp to Krishna, to Prabhupada. Sometimes flower. Prabhupada used to say thank you. He used to express his gratefulness on the behalf of Krishna. So, but no, Maya is also serving Krishna. Mayam tadapashrayam. Maya is a power of Lord. But a job is to punish people, just like a police. Police punishes criminals, and they don't thank them, isn't it? Criminals don't thank them. Nobody gave a thanks to Krishna, to Maya, but she is nevertheless continuing her service. Thankless job. So there is some clue here. What is the role of Maya? And Prabhupada says himself. So the point is that Srila Prabhupada, we should be like this. So just a minute. Okay, so Srila Prabhupada, he gives the example of police. So I'm not making up. And Prabhupada's police job is to actually punish criminals, but not just punish, but reform them. That is the real job of police. Good police, of course. Maya is a good police. The job of police is not just to punish them, but to reform them. So criminals might think, okay, police is bad. But actually, if there's a wise criminal, he will understand, oh, actually, they're trying to reform us. So Maya is like a police. So Srila Prabhupada gives again hints, gives the answer himself. What is Maya? Enemy or a friend? Maya is both friend as well as enemy. Simultaneously, Maya is a friend as well as our enemy. How? This example of police. Police is what? Our friend or enemy? Well, for a criminal, police is friend or enemy. Well, it's criminals might like to think police is an enemy, but actually it's a friend because police is trying to reform them. Their job is not to beat them or torture them. Criminals might think whatever they want, but it's a friend and an enemy, both simultaneously. Now there is another example for this, a better example for this. One more example. This is given by Madhvacharya, and he says that okay, well, just like if you want to learn boxing, you go to a teacher, a trainer. uh, a boxing trainer. So you say, I want to learn boxing. So he says, okay, fine, come in the boxing ring and fight with me. You have to fight with me. So when you fight with him, he will try to defeat you. He will say, I will do my best, and you try to save yourself. He'll try to defeat you, and you have to save yourself. And in the process of saving yourself, you will learn boxing. That's his art of teaching. In fact, previously, Kung Fu masters, ninja masters, they used to teach their disciples like this. There were no formal classes by ninja masters. When disciples used to come to learn ninja, the guru, he used to say, okay, fine, you stay with us in the ashram. And he used to give a good fight to the disciple. He used to just beat them up anytime, anywhere, without any alert. Just come from within and start beating them. And then after 1, 2 times, and the disciple thinks, my God, I have to save myself. What's happening? He's beating me. And then he tries to save himself. And in the process, he learns. He learns. So what do you say? A boxing trainer and this trainer, is he an enemy or a friend? Well, the disciple knows externally this trainer is acting like an enemy. This kung fu master is is acting like an enemy. He wants to beat me up. For what? But internally he knows that he is actually teaching in the process. He's teaching me in the process. And then they come out of to be a very experienced and very nice martial artists in the process. So so what is Maya? Externally thing. If we think externally, she is acting like a enemy because she is trying to stop us to pursue our spiritual path, to actually advance in devotion. But internally, we know within our hearts that she is actually trying to reform us. She's a she's a she's a friend. Basically, she's a devotee, isn't it? Oh, she is Vaishnavi Maya. This is what Jiva Goswami says. Vaishnavi Maya. She's not. She's not. She's not black magic. She's Vaishnavi Maya, divine energy. Daivi He Shagunamai. Daivi He Shagunamai. Krishna says she's Daivi. Daivi means divine. Mama Maya, Mama, and she is mine. This is called Vaishnavi Maya. So for a neophyte who is just starting his devotional life, and he's trying to do devotion, and he's struggling with his senses, and he's struggling with Maya. Maya seems to be like enemy. Oh, she's trying to stop me. Why she's trying to stop me? Maya is so dangerous. But right, Maya is so dangerous. Save yourself. Be alert. But when you advance, when you become Madhyamadikari, when you take knowledge, then you know, okay, externally she is trying to stop us, but internally, in her heart, she knows she is trying to reform us. And we also understand, okay, she is trying to reform us now. By trying to stop us. She's trying to make us strong. In the process of stress, she's trying to make us strong, and she's helping us to become strong, just like a trainer is helping his disciple to become strong and expert. And she's by opposing us in service of Krishna. She's trying to make us strong. And she is trying to give us enthusiasm to advance because she's giving a challenge. Just like a trainer or a Kung Fu master, he's giving a challenge to his disciple. And the disciple has to say, in the process, he learns Kung Fu. So Maya is giving a challenge. And that's how we become enthusiastic. If there was no Maya, then we would have become lazy nonsense because there's no challenge. We all like challenges. There's no challenge, we become an inert, what to do, why to do, just sit down. Prabhupada said always, Prabhupada said, a good Krishna conscious leader should always give challenges to his followers. And Prabhupada was expert in that. Prabhupada gave challenges. Prabhupada gave book distribution, book marathon, give me results. How many disciples you have made? So one devotee came to Prabhupada. I think who was he? I just forgot one Prabhupada disciple. He was recounting his memory, and he said he was from Detroit, sorry, Denver, and he went to so he met Prabhupada, and in Denver came third in book distribution, book marathon, third worldwide. And this devotee thought, okay, I'll give this very good news to Prabhupada. Yes, he gave him thought. The first was Tamal Krishna Maharaj book distribution party, Damodar bus party, first in the world, and the second was somebody else. I think whom he was telling. I think the second was New York or LA or something. I mean to say, LA had. So I think LA had basically 200 devotees, full-time temple days. And Denver had just 14, 15 brahmacharis at that time, and they were third. That was a big achievement, he thought. Said, I'll tell to Prabhupada. So Prabhupada, so when Prabhupada was listening Krishna book, and he finished listening Krishna book 2 hours, or 1.5, 2 hours. He was very so he just got up and was going in his room. His devotee, he just ran behind. He thought this is now, and he said, Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, what? And then he said, Prabhupada, I'm from Denver Temple, and Denver Temple came third in book distribution all over the world. And he thought Prabhupada will be very happy. Prabhupada will say, great. And then Prabhupada immediately looked at him, and Prabhupada said, so you make it first. Prabhupada said. Prabhupada didn't appreciate him. Prabhupada saw through him that he got pride of telling we are third. Anyway, he said, you make it first. It was just not just a matter of pride. He was also saying, okay, make it first. He was giving a challenge also. So Maya, by giving a challenge, by stopping this, it's a challenge. Try to win me. Okay, this is a challenge. Defeat me. And then we become enthusiastic, you see? And we become expert, we become strong. Our mind becomes strong. Our senses become strong and controlled. And we are becoming ready to serve Krishna more. So when we have a neophyte who thinks Maya is my enemy, stop me, actually, when you understand, you think, oh my God, actually, she's not trying to stop me. She's taking advantage so that I get more attention. If you see through the eyes of knowledge, so that's why I'm acting from inside, an enemy from outside. That is how Maya works. And a devotee in knowledge, he can understand both aspects of Maya. If you don't understand both aspects of Maya, then you are in trouble. Then so if you think Maya is your enemy, then you will keep on fighting with her, and you will never win. Definitely, who can defeat Maya? But you can't. If you're standing on the beach, on the shore, and there's tsunami, and you think, I'll stop the tsunami, you're a fool, number one. Maya is the energy of Lord. Devi hai Shubhu. This is my energy. How can you defeat her? But as you advance in knowledge, so then is it a depressing fact we can't defeat Maya? Prabhupada says defeat Maya, conquer Maya. I have conquered Maya. So is it a depressing fact? No. When you advance in devotion, then when you get knowledge, then you understand, oh my God, actually she's trying to help me. She's trying to reform me. She's trying to give me enthusiasm by giving a challenge. By giving a challenge, she's trying to train me, make my mind more pure, so that I'll be ready to serve Krishna. So actually, she's my friend. And at that time, a devotee starts using Maya to advance in Krishna consciousness, not fight her. That is intelligence. That is intelligence. Jnanis and yogis, they simply keep on fighting with Maya. But devotees are super intelligent. They start using Maya in the service of Krishna. And we all do like that. Just take this laptop, this what this is creation of Maya, but we are using in service of Krishna. This is intelligence. And a devotee starts using Maya, not just the not just the objects of Maya in the service of Krishna. This is another aspect. Devotee starts using Maya in the sense, the more the Maya is live, the more enthusiastic he becomes, not depressed, because Maya is trying to stop you to create enthusiasm in you, not to depress you. You see the point there? So it becomes more enthusiastic. More the heavy Maya, the more the opposition, the more the temptation, the more the devotee becomes strong, because he knows she is putting temptations to make you strong, so that you resist temptations and in the process your mind becomes strong and pure. So with the eyes of what Maya is doing, and he starts doing the same thing. Maya intends that you should resist temptation. Maya intends that you should become strong and pure, should become more enthusiastic. And you do that. So Krishna becomes happy by that. Because that's Maya's job. If police starts beating you and you start fighting with others, then what happens? They will beat you more. But police starts beating you and you say, oh, okay, so now I will reform myself. They'll stop. That's the whole idea. Maya starts to beat you, put a challenge and oppose. Not, so not because she wants just to beat you and put you down, because her idea is to reform you so that you serve Krishna, is to help you get enthusiasm by giving a challenge. So if you develop enthusiasm, and if you start serving Krishna more when there is more Maya, then Maya stops. Okay, good. My job is done. My job was not to beat him or stop him. My job was to give him enthusiasm by stopping. Was to make him strong by putting in good opposition. And he's becoming strong, he's becoming enthusiastic, and he's in serving Krishna more. That was my job, to reform him, to serve Krishna, and now he's serving Krishna with double enthusiasm. So okay, good, my job is finished, and I'll leave. Deveshu Gunamai Mama Maya Duratiya. 7.14. Yeah, that's the idea there. Mameva prapadyante. Krishna says, if you surrender to me, you will get relieved of Maya. If you understand that the job of Maya is to help you surrender to Krishna, help you surrender to Krishna, by giving you a challenge and opposition, not to. The job of Maya is not force you. That's not in there, because Krishna or Krishna's energy will never like to force anybody. You have to surrender through your free will, right? You have to surrender through your free will. It's not surrender through force. If you say Maya forces you to surrender to Krishna, Mam eva prapadyante. Maya forces you to surrender to Krishna. That's not a good idea. Maya wants that you should surrender through free will. And once you surrender through free will, and you understand Maya is trying to touch you through free will, she's preparing you to surrender to Krishna. And that's good. Then she leaves you. But if you think Maya is bad, she is trying to stop me. Okay, I'll surrender to Krishna, and then she will leave me. I will escape. No, this is not going to work. This is not a mature surrender. This is a surrender out of fear. And Krishna in Bhagavata, with raga, bhaya, krodha. No, Pashtata. What's that verse? With raga, manna, Pashtata. This Bhagavata verse. Krishna says, after leaving rag, bhaya, and krodh, attachment, fear, and anger, then you take my shelter. Jnanis and yogis, they take shelter of Krishna out of fear of Maya. But devotees, we take shelter of Krishna not just out of fear. We fear her, but we don't only fear her. We also understand through knowledge that creating this to help us serve Krishna. She's creating this fear, this opposition to give us enthusiasm in service of Krishna. She's placing so many temptations to make us strong in service of Krishna. You see the point there? So that is a mature surrender. Jnanis, oh Maya, 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 run away. No. And that's why devotees can use Maya in service of Krishna. That's why we are so, let's say, we are so intelligent and we are so courageous to use things of Maya in service of Krishna. If you go to yogis and jnanis, they're so fearful, they will just run away from Maya. They run away to Himalayan caves and sit there, close their eyes. But we devotees, we are in cities, we are traveling in the word of Maya, we are preaching, we are meeting people, we are using these things of Maya. But we are not afraid because we know that if we use things of Maya and Krishna, she will not really bother us because we are doing what Maya wants from us. She wants us to serve Krishna, and that's what we are doing. So she says, okay, use my things, no problem. So that's the point. So Maya is both our friend and our enemy simultaneously. That's the whole point. Simultaneously, she's acting a friend and an enemy. Externally, she's acting as an enemy. Internally, as a friend. The neophytes just see the external face of Maya. They don't see her heart. But mature devotees, through the knowledge of scriptures, they can also see the heart of Maya, what she's trying to do. She's trying to reform us. Prabhupada says, isn't it? Prabhupada is saying the same thing. She is both a friend and an enemy simultaneously. This is also the opinion of Madhvacharya. So, this is one way to see Maya. Maya is both our friend and enemy simultaneously. This is the crux, simultaneously. You can also take an example of a mother. If a child does something weird, mother comes and slaps the child. And the child thinks Mama is bad. But when the child becomes a little mature, he knows Mama was not bad. She was my best friend. She was trying to reform me. But when I was child, I was immature. I was thinking Mama is bad. Externally, she appeared bad, but internally, she is my best friend. So similarly, so when you're a child in Krishna conscious, you think Maya is your enemy. But when you become a little mature and you think, oh, externally Maya is acting my enemy, internally, in her heart, she is my friend. And if you recognize both, you have to understand your mother properly, and then you can appreciate her. So if you understand Maya properly, then you can appreciate her and take all her help, what she's trying to do, and then advance. So that's one way. Now, Another deeper level of understanding is, this is one level. Another deeper level of understanding is Maya is not our friend and not our enemy. Both. Maya is not our friend and not our enemy. Neither friend nor the enemy. Now you might say, what's this crazy or what? Yes, this is crazy. Because we're dealing with Maya. Remember. Now, why do we say this? Because you see the point. If you ask Maya that, okay, you're acting like my friend and my enemy. Now I understand you want to reform me. That's okay. But then Maya will tell you, no, I'm neither your friend, neither your enemy. You might say, come on, what? The point is that we are our own friend and our own enemy. That's the point there. If we are our enemy, Maya acts as an enemy. And if we are our friend, Maya acts as a friend. That's the point there. Now it's the whole point is it starts from us. The mother is acting like a friend and an enemy for the child, and the child is doing something weird. But if the child doesn't do anything weird, mother will not punish him. Mother will simply act as a friend. Mother is mother. She will act as a mother. So the child has to do something weird so that mother acts simultaneously as a friend and an enemy. So Maya, we have to do something weird so that Maya starts acting like a friend and an enemy, starts opposing us. So the point is the game starts from our end. In spiritual world, Maya doesn't have to do anything in spiritual world. But when we revolt from Krishna, and this is the weirdest thing we can do. Revolt Krishna. Revolt from Krishna. This is the most weird thing a living entity can do. I don't want you, Krishna. This, what more weird thing we can do? Rishabdev, he says in Bhagavatam, Unam pramattaha kurute vikarma. People are mad. Pramattaha. Why? Kurute vikarma. Because they are doing the weirdest thing in this world. They are rejecting Krishna. All attractive Krishna. Isn't this madness? If it's not madness, then what is madness? So because we're doing a weird thing, that's why then Maya comes in picture. Then she starts opposing us, but then from inside she's a friend, but externally she's the enemy. But if you don't revolt, if you're in spiritual world, Krishna, there's no role of Maya. There's no role, there's no need of Maya. There's no need of police, isn't it? If you are a normal citizen, if you're an ordinary citizen, police doesn't bother you and police doesn't befriend you. Police is police. It's there. How many of us deal with police? Nobody, none of us. Police is doing their own job, but in our lives, they have no role at all. Because we are good citizens, we are serving the government. So if you serve Krishna, the Maya will not bother you. You don't have to do anything with Maya. Because she is police. But if you do something weird, if you go against the government, and if you go against Krishna, if you don't serve him, then Maya, who is a police, she will start bossing. Then she will capture you, she'll put you in jail, she will give you sufferings. She'll try to create problems. So she'll try to stop you. If you're a devotee of Krishna and you stop serving him out of laziness, out of habit or whatever, then she will stop you. Then she'll come and rule. She'll try to oppose you, to reform you, we discuss. So then she will start acting as a friend and an enemy. But if you're serving Krishna nicely and sincerely and perfectly, like Srila Prabhupada, she has nothing to do with you. That's all. Finish. You're a good citizen. Until you're a good citizen, like at our stage, we are not good citizens. We don't want to really serve Krishna, or we are sometimes serving Krishna, sometimes not. Externally, we are serving Krishna, but not internally, not completely. So Maya knows everything. She's power of Krishna. She's omniscient. And then she starts reforming us by punishing us or opposing us. Then there's a rule. Then she starts acting as a friend or enemy. So basically, it starts from us. If you ask Maya, are you my friend or enemy? She says, actually, I don't have to do anything with you. Neither your friend, nor enemy. And you do weird things, and that's why, I have to take a role. I'm doing this thankless job. What to do? So, in that sense, Maya is not a friend, not an enemy. We are our own friend, our own enemy. That's the whole point. If we don't serve Krishna, we are our own enemy. If we serve Krishna, we are our own friend. When we become our own enemy, then Maya starts functioning. When we are our own friend, and when we willfully serve Krishna 100%, then Maya has nothing to do with it. So we can't blame Maya. That's the whole point. We can't blame Maya if we are not reaching Krishna. We have to blame ourselves. So where is the evidence that Maya is not an enemy or a friend? We are our own enemy and a friend. On one level, she is, but on another level, we are our own enemy and our friend, because there the game begins. And this is a famous verse, 6th chapter. Atma eva atma ramandhu atma eva vipuratma. There are many levels of translation of this verse. What is this verse? Atma eva atma ramandhu atma eva vipuratma. It's in 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, mind is one's best friend, mind is one's best enemy. You can also give another translation. The word Atma is used. There the word Mana is not used. Atma eva Atma na bandhu. Atma also means our own self. We are our own enemy. Atma means own. Mind is living entity's best enemy. Mind is living entity. Best friend. Instead of mind, you put living entity himself. Because Atma also means himself or one's own self. So one's living entity's own self is its best friend. Living entity's own self is its best enemy. Instead of mind, you put own self. Atma means own self also. Oneself. Oneself is living entity's best friend. Oneself is living entity's best enemy. Yeah, this is the point there. Bandhur atmanas tasya. No, this is not the verse. Atma eva atma bandhu, atma eva ripura atmana. Okay, so maybe this is about 6.6. I think the second line of this. Atma eva atmana bandhu, atma eva ripura atmana. Fine. Bhagavad Gita 6.6. So you see the point. So Krishna says there. So never blame Maya for your fall down or for your problems in life. Don't do that. You are to be blamed yourself because you do weird things and then the Maya comes in role. That's the whole point. So for him who has conquered the mind, this is the verse. Yeah, 6.6. So there's one very famous example. Okay, you can understand it by example. So just like children want to put their finger in the electric socket. In India, there was this electric socket. In foreign, the socket is covered, blocked. By India, it's not blocked. So sometimes when children are playing, small children, they want to put little finger in the socket. And if you do put your finger in the socket and the button is open, you get stuck up. So is the current responsible for you getting stuck up? No. Why did you put the finger? You started the game. So you are responsible. That's the whole point. We are to be blamed for our own problems and calamities and our own fall down. There's nobody to blame. In fact, when we stop this blaming game, when we stop blaming Krishna, stop blaming his power Maya, stop blaming anyone else, and we accept we are to be blamed, immediately we will advance in Krishna consciousness. That's the whole point. So this is what is a deeper level of understanding of Maya. So that's why we have two meanings of Maya and two functions of Maya. Two meanings of Maya. Literal Maya. The word Maya means illusion, which means that which is not illusion. And another meaning of Maya is mercy. A dictionary meaning. Two meanings. As illusion, she is our enemy, which she produces externally. But internally in her heart, she is our friend. She is giving mercy to us by shaking us from our inertia and helping us to advance. Get up, sleeping souls. You're sleeping too much. You're not serving Krishna nicely. Here, take one. And we'll fall down. Oh my God, I have to do practice devotion. If she doesn't slap, we'll keep on sleeping. That's the whole point. And this is Maya. But here's one question, interesting question. Now, some devotees. So I told you, if you are serving Krishna sincerely, then Maya will not bother us. Maya bothers us because we are not serving her sincerely. We are serving her externally, internally. We are not serving her right in the core of heart. Or sometimes you're serving, sometimes you're not serving. So she's coming into picture. If you're 100% sincere, she will not bother you. Why? Because there's nothing to do. You're already reformed. So, but there are examples where devotees were serving 100% sincerely, yet Maya was bothering them. And they fell down. Like, for example, Brahmaji. Brahma started running after her daughter. Maya made him mad. Brahma, that caliber of Vaishnava. Or maybe Bharat Maharaj in Srimad Bhagavatam. He became a deer. He fell down. He was at the level of Bhava. What else sincerity do you want more than Bharat Maharaj? He was the king of the entire world. He left everything. King of the entire world. Just think, people can't even leave one small post. People can't even leave becoming temple president. And there are fights for that post. Or maybe people can't leave politics if they have a seat. Here's a person who is a whole world's king, and he leaves everything like a stool. And he goes in the forest and he's doing devotion, and when he's chanting, he's having tears in his eyes, all symptoms, and yet he falls down. Maya still tries to stop him. And then what about this? What about Haridas Thakur? He's a pure devotee, and Maya comes to tempt him. So what's happening? It seems Maya is still bothering even pure devotees. What's there to reform them? Why she's bothering them? Well, one answer for this is Maya, in case of Haridas Thakur, Maya is trying to glorify him. Maya is trying to tempt or seduce Haridas Thakur, and she knows she'll not be able to do that, and there's no point of doing that. But she's doing so that he becomes glorified, and people say, "Oh, this person is not affected by Maya." To bring out the qualities of pure devotee, she keeps on opposing even pure devotees. It's not to reform them, it's not to encourage them, because she doesn't have to do anything with them, but she wants to glorify them and show to the world this person is not affected by me. Just like Pandavas also in their life, Maya was putting so many obstacles. So that's one way to look at it. Another way to look at it is that that sometimes Maya stops very sincere devotees, right, and opposes them uh, because Maya sees that they are doing certain offenses even without they knowing themselves. Just like I'll give you example, just like Bhakti Santa's two best disciples, Sundarana Vidyavinod and Anand Vasudev. They were so sincere disciples that Bhakti Siddhanta he himself wrote a poem, a poem on Sundarana Vidyavinod, and and he made it engraved on a stone and put it on the mud. And he said, anybody who doesn't respect Anand Vasudev will go to hell. Such kind of caliber of devotees these were, left and right hand of Bhakti Siddhanta. And they both of them fell down. One of them, in fact, took poison and did suicide. It is said like that. They both of them fell down. Why? Because Sundarana Vidyavinod, he challenged Maya. He said, I challenge Maya that that if she can get me away from the lotus feet of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. And Maya made him fell down. Maya made him reject his own spiritual master. He said, he challenged Maya, can you get me away from the lotus feet of Prabhupada? From Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Prabhupada? I said, okay, if that's your wish, here. When Bhakti Siddhanta left, he rejected Bhakti Siddhanta. He threw all Bhakti Siddhanta's books in Ganges. That's what happened to him. Now, why Maya did like that? Maya slowly, he didn't reject Bhakti Siddhanta in one day. She started opposing Sundarana Vidyavanod, and she made him fall down. Why? Because it was a merciful act of Maya. She was very sincere. Bhakti Siddhanta is praising him, and he was handling everything. He was editing all his, doing everything. Uh, but Maya made him fall down by to save him from further offenses. He already did offense by challenging Maya. That's a big offense. You're not supposed to think like that. And that's why all of the Bhakti Sridhar Maharaj, Keshav Maharaj, later they said, never challenge Maya. It's the most foolish thing he did. And he had to understand that don't challenge Maya. To make him understand, Maya made him fall down. Made him fall down. He could understand what's the power of Maya. Maya is one sense Krishna himself. It's the energy of Lord. So she helped him by making him fall down to make him understand, never challenge. So sometimes Maya makes very sincere devotees, not 100% pure devotees, very sincere devotees. Also, she opposes, and she sometimes makes them fall down so that they don't do further offenses. Or if some very sincere devotee is there, and he's doing certain sinful things without his unknowing. I mean, sometimes you do sins without yourself not knowing you're involved in that. Some subtle sins, and you can't recognize it. Maya opposes you and makes you fall down. And when you fall down, then you can recognize, oh my God, I was doing such a mistake. And then you go beyond those sins and you cross them. So to protect you, to help you recognize your own sins, or to protect you from various offenses, she makes you fall down. That's the whole idea. Just like, for example, Bharat Maharaj, who was more sincere than him, I just told. But Bharat Maharaj did a mistake. He went to the forest alone. That he should not do. He had a subtle ego that I can make it alone. He was not staying with devotees or in ashram in forest. That he should have done that. That's a problem he did. That Bhagavatam says. And Maya made him fall down to made him realize this is what the mistake you're doing. Don't be overconfident. So, uh, so, so to prevent more contamination, also sometimes Maya makes you fall down because sometimes we can't recognize what is contamination in us. And and if Maya doesn't make us fall down and make us recognize our contamination, that contamination will grow like a poison, and then it will crush our devotion. So before that contamination grows like a poison and crush our devotion, those sins grow like a poison, crush our devotion. Offenses grows like a poison, crush our devotion, which is so subtle to recognize. Maya makes us fall down, and then we can recognize, oh my God, there's a problem, and you correct, and then get up and go back to water. Bharat Maharaj corrected, he became Jad Bharat, and then back to water. So like that. So these are two reasons. So Maya opposes. Now the conclusion is Maya doesn't just keeps on. Um, so Maya is a friend and an enemy, even to a new devotee, even to a devotee who is not fully pure, even to uh, a 100% pure devotee. She acts like an enemy. She opposes him. And also at a friend because she wants to glorify him. And even to a very sincere devotee, she's also acting like a friend and an enemy because she is making them fall down, or she's opposing them vigorously so that they recognize the subtle sins, subtle offenses, and subtle contaminations. So in all phases, right from Ganesh to the Madhyam to Uttam, she's acting as a friend and as an enemy. And that's why the topic was friend and enemy, Maya, friend. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. I'm done. If any questions you can ask.
Hare Krishna, Dr. Keshav Anand Prabhu. Thank you for giving a wonderful class today. And you rightly said, and now we understand that Maya is like a police or like mother. If we don't do any offense, police will not come after us, or mother will not come will not beat us. It sounds like very nice and easy, but in practical life, it's not that easy, Prabhu. So there is a question.
Okay.
There is a question from one devotee. Some places, like gambling, Maya rings there. Is there anything greater or more powerful than Maya at those places that we can fight? Like gambling places or the other bad places we tend to go. Like for pubs, we want to go and have some drinks. People want to go there and have some drink. So what is attracting people to go there? Although they're nice people, they're thinking that okay, I'm gonna be nice, but still they fall down as you mentioned. So is there anything else?
Yeah. You're right. No, there's nothing. Actually, that's what I was telling. Maya is our friend and enemy, but in the end, we are our own friend, our own enemy. That's the whole point here. So we want those things, and that's why we are being attracted towards those things. You see, the whole point is Maya shows you advertisement, but it is you who are choosing that advertisement. Maya is not choosing for you; she's just showing you. So Maya shows you a gambling place. Maya shows you a nude club, but you choose to go there. And as soon as you choose to go there, then Maya takes over. Just like I told this example, just like a child chooses to put the finger in the socket, electric socket. As soon as he puts the finger in the electric socket, electricity takes over, and then he's under control of the electricity. So that's the whole point. There's nothing. Our choice is like that. When a choice is like that, then Maya takes over. Then Maya starts attracting. So it feels that, oh, we are getting attracted towards wrong things. And that's what Arjuna asks in Gita. Why out? Sometimes we feel that out of force we are doing sins, Krishna. Krishna says, Kamesha, Krodesha, Rajoguna Samadva. Krishna says it is your own lust. It is there is external force, but that force will not act until unless you don't choose wrong things. So it is this contamination is in our heart since millions of lives. We want to choose something which is not Krishna. It has become a habit. And as soon as we choose, Maya takes over and we start getting attracted towards that place. And we think, oh, there is some attraction there. The Maya is always there. But the attraction is because you choose. And suppose now, if you're a pure devotee, and if you if you go to such places, gambling or wine shop, nothing will happen to you. And that's why, that's why Vrindavan Das Thakuri says, if my Nitai, he goes to a wine shop, still I will consider him as my guru and liberate soul. Nothing will happen to them because they are not choosing Maya. You see, it is common sense. You see, so I'll give you a practical example. Just like on internet, people say, "Oh my God, this is such a problematic situation." Internet, we start seeing bad things sometimes, and they attract us uh, bad stuff on internet. It's difficult to control senses. But the whole point is, so when you're on internet, sometimes automatically those pop-ups come, isn't it? Bad pop-ups and bad advertisement, but nothing happens to us because we simply close them. That's all. Because we are not choosing to see them, and so nothing happens. The whole point is what you're looking for. That's the point. If you're looking for wrong things, bad things, then then you create a hunger for that, and then Maya starts working, and then your hunger is pleased and you're satisfied, and that hunger for that thing attracts you. And then Maya takes over. But if you're not looking for those things, they'll come and go by. They'll not stick because you don't have hunger for them. Nothing happens. So this is the point there. Although it seems that something is attracting us, and yes, it's true, Maya is working, but that's because we chose it. Now you might say, no, 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 we didn't choose it. I don't want to gamble. I don't want to see bad things. Automatically, I'm attracted. I'm helpless. This is called illusion. This is also Maya. Then we are, then we are not being attracted by Maya. We are already in Maya because we don't understand that actually we are choosing. Now you might, we may not feel we are choosing because for millions of life it has become a habit. When things becomes a habit, you don't feel that we are choosing. Automatically happens. It happens by reflex. So what happens by reflex? We don't feel that, oh my God, I'm doing, oh, it's happening itself. No, because you made a habit. That's the whole point there. That's so. Uh, you have to recognize kamesha krodesha. Kam means it's our own choice, and the sooner we stop this choice, the attraction will go. Just like hippies used to take so much drugs, and they used to say, Prabhupada, we are helplessly attracted towards drugs. Prabhupada said, chant Hare Krishna. Started Hare Krishna chanting. Then they developed aversion. Then they say, I don't want drugs, and then drugs didn't attract them. Attraction finishes. So anything you choose in this material world, except Krishna, as soon as you choose, Maya takes over. Maya tare jhapati adhari, and her job is to make you attracted towards that thing because you are choosing that. So Maya is saying, I'm not doing anything. I'm helping you to get attracted towards that. That's all. You choose, I'm helping you. So what I'm doing, I'm your friend. I'm your friend in that context. I'm helping you. If you choose Krishna, then I'll not bother you because Krishna is already self-attractive. But if you're choosing matter is not attractive. Things are not attractive. What is there in gambling? What is there in wine? It's an object. Wine. There's no attraction in wine. But because you're choosing and there's no attraction in dead matter, so my job is to develop attraction. So I'm helping you. That's all. That's it. Ah, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. So wonderful explanations, and we understand very clearly the job of Maya actually, and also it's me or my mind. One of the senior devotees in the today's congregation, he actually mentioned that, mentioned from Bhagavad Gita 6.6, for him who has conquered the mind
Yeah,
is the
yeah, yeah.
best friend. Thank you, that Jagannath Mr. Prabhu, for quoting this shloka. And also in our congregations, there are devotees from India, from Mauritius, from Florida, USA, and different parts of Canada. So, Prabhu, as you know, we enjoy your class. We have another question. If time permits, it's already 12:03. Is it okay, Prabhu, to ask one more question?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Perfectly
So
fine.
you actually partly mentioned that Brahmaji and Bharat Maharaj, they are also influenced by Maya. And we also read from Bhagavatam 7.1571 that once there was a Sankirtan festival to glorify the Supreme Lord in an assembly of the demigods. And the Gandharvas and Apsaras were invited by the Prajapatis to take part in it. And at that point, Narada Muni was Gandharva and his name was Upavardhana. And was he influenced by Maya at that point because he was praising demigods, not the Supreme Lord? Did I make
No,
it?
he was not praising them. No, no, he was not praising demigods. As Upabharna, he was praising Vishnu. But while he was singing, his voice faltered. His voice started faltering. And at that point, demigods became quite messed up. What's happening? Because Upabharna, he was a leader of Gandharvas, and the whole song went chaotic. His voice started faltering, and he was a leader, and the whole rhythm and everything got faltering. So people became messed up. They invited us, and this is a mess of show, and then they cursed. Now, why his voice was faltering? If you see other Puranas, the answer is given because he was feeling separation from Krishna. He started feeling separation when he was singing about Vishnu. And in separation, his voice started faltering and everything became chaotic. But the demigods couldn't recognize it. And they messed up with him. So that's how then he fell down. Then he fell down and became a Shudra's son, whatever it is in the next life. But Bhagavatam speaks about that. So that was a whole scenario, what happened there in reality. Externally, something people might have thought something else, but that is what happened there. So he was a pure devotee from beginning. That's the point.
Thank you, Prabhu. One devotee is asking for your email address, Prabhu. So I know that if anyone can go to Keshav Anand Media and they can watch
No,
probably.
no. You can actually Keshav Media is under construction now. We can. I think we can type here my email. It is Keshav Anand 108 @gmail.com. KESHAV That's it. So there is no A after D. Keshav Anand 108 @gmail.com. It's simple.
Yeah, I just added this onto the chat so that devotees
No, no, no,
can.
no, 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 Prabhu. This is wrong. This is
Or
mail is wrong.
K
You use
K. Sorry,
wrong
that's my
spelling.
mistake. KESHAV.
KESH uh, ANAND.
ANAND, is it right now? 108 at gmail.com.
@gmail.com.
Is this right? KESHAVANAND. Can you
Let's
see?
see. Yeah, yeah, right. Perfectly right. Yeah. Now this is perfect.
Okay, sorry for the mistyping.
Okay.
First,
Anyway.
Prabhu, we enjoyed your class and actually you made it simple for us now to understand. As Canadian government, you know here the name of this service, like department, is Correctional Service of Canada.
Oh, this is good.
Yeah, so I'm thinking whether they got this idea from Bhagavatam or not, but the maybe
Maybe.
not. So people
This is good.
whoever do any mistake or something, they go there and they are being corrected and they return to the normal society. Thank you, Prabhu, for giving a wonderful
No
class, and your
worries.
class is always very attractive, and we hope to get your valuable time in near future. Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Thank you.